both universal designers. Prior to that, we've done mechanical engineering, and we are currently doing internships at different companies. I'm doing an internship with Skillmatics, which is a toy company, and
I'm doing in Titan, like Titan watches.
yeah. So
I
we
think
thought that to do this session with you all, as an introduction, we could, walk us through one of our projects each, so that you will get an idea of what is the kind of work that we've done academically at NID. And then we could show you some examples and give you a small task for today's session. Jacinta, is that fine? Should we proceed with one of our presentations?
Yeah, absolutely.
cool.
You go ahead, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, just by way of thumbs up. We all know the language now. This thumb is so important.
Okay, so this is my project. This I had done in the third semester at NID. So I'll just walk you through whatever I had done. So as a project, I wanted to do something in the field of education. I've tried to keep the presentation a little peppy to make it simpler. Okay. So what I wanted to do with education was see how I can incorporate universal design with education. Universal design is design for all, as in designing for diverse users. So there happens to be a faculty. There's some disturbance. Okay. So universal design for learning is a faculty that happens to be at the intersection of both these things. So there's a lot of literature available on UDL that I went through, and then they have these principles of how to engage children or how to create environments and syllabus for children such that all of them are able to participate in it. Something that caters to students of all kinds of needs. So in short, you can say that UDL caters to children with different experiences, cultures, abilities, and languages. So, but what we often tend to do when we talk about different needs or so, we focus on abilities or disabilities of children more than other things like languages, cultures. All of these play a role in how a child perceives something. So I wanted to take a look at the bigger picture. So while I was looking for different problems in the education domain, I found a giant problem, which was reading. So it turns out that in most private schools, fourth standard students can't read standard 2 level text. So how did I come up with this problem statement? So my mother, who is a principal in a school, gave me this as a problem that she faces in her school. I validated my problem with my school teachers or other teachers that I know, and everybody seemed to resonate with this, that yes, most of the students today do find it difficult to read English, and there could be multiple causes for that. So upon talking to people, I realized that what actually adds fuel to the fire are various of these reasons, like small teacher to student ratio, or parents are
Kiran, you just went on mute.
happening than the others. So all of these were the causes of my problem that I also wanted to look at. What I chose to do as chose to take as my problem statement was to improve the ability of reading, which is a very broad and quite intimidating of a brief. So as a first step to that, I tried to look at what are the different factors that help us read better. So writing, memory, comprehension, curiosity, vocabulary, like all of these small elements come together to help us read better. So focusing on any of these or multiple of these is ultimately going to help you read better. So when I had to go to ideations or creating multiple solutions or different directions for my project, I chose a few different directions. So one was reading and evaluating, or association of words and objects, or focusing on just building vocabulary, or new interactive ways to read, and writing to remember, like using writing as a tool to remember better. So then I came up with a plethora of ideas. Some included electronics in it. Now, these are just ideas that I had sketched out using story cards and interactive devices. Where this phone, if you can see, you place a story card on it and you pretend that you're talking on a call while you read out whatever you see on the story card. So, through gameplay, is it possible to make children more interested in reading or things like that? So there were some other ideas about creating a diary for them or making stickers for them. All of these focus on different aspects that contribute to reading that I had mentioned before. Keep scrolling. So again, these are some of the ideas that I had. But for my project, I had to select one and develop it to the fullest. So this is the last idea that I chose to go forward with. So I'll show you the idea in the next page itself. Yeah. So this is a product that I decided to call Pick Key, because you pick keys and place them on a board. So these are two sets of keys. One is A to M and second is N to Z. So the idea is that in a classroom where typically there are two students sitting on a bench, each of them would have half set of the alphabets. Go to the next slide. And there would be a board that is shared between them. So whenever they have to make words, they would each pick up alphabets from their perspective set and make the words. For example, if we are making apple, me and Krishna together sitting on a bench, I would place A, but he would have the P's. So he would place the two P keys. Then I'll place L and E. So this product I chose because it allows you to learn spellings in a collaborative manner. Just writing things down with pen and paper is not always the ideal way to remember. Also, children tend to lose interest in it after a while. But this could facilitate communication, collaboration, and also make it like a fun activity. Then to develop the idea further, I spent some time on deciding what kind of font my product should have, and then what would be the reasons to pick up a particular font, like what are the characteristics of certain alphabets that I would need. Also, moving forward, you probably don't even need a font. Ultimately, children can make their own keys and replace them with that. Then the next question was how many alphabets to have in each set. Like Q and Z you don't need as much, but the vowels you need a lot more. So I came across this letter frequency thing online. So I had decided to pick even the letter keys in those specific numbers to make it more sensible. Also, I did some these font modification and things like that. I'm just showing you this as the part of the process that I went through. Then final was how would the board be mounted in a classroom, because I didn't want this to take up a lot of their desk space. So this would only go at the end of the desk, take a very small strip of space, while they could still use their notebooks, pens, and the um, conventional education gear. I also did a bit of costing and how it would, whether or not it would be feasible to take this into production. And what I did finally was to think about a few activities that can be done with this product. A teacher could start by giving out words that students are trying to make. Then she could give different sentences, and it could then there could be a very nice set of communicative ideas between the teacher and the student, where both of them explore new ways to do things. One feature that I had added in the game was that these keys, all of them have a separate color. So when students show it to teacher from a distance, it is easy for the teacher also to understand if somebody has made a mistake just by looking at the color codes of the words. So it doesn't have to be like perfect only from students' end, but also easy for the teacher. Like it should not become a new burden to her. Um, I also looked at what competition is available in the market. Now, usually what you find in stores and everything is something that's not typically used in a classroom. So these were the kinds of things that I came across. As the last leg of my project, I took my idea to actual teachers and discussed it with them. I wanted to see how they felt about the idea. So they were pretty happy with it. They even let some of their students try my product. Uh, and luckily for me, the students did interact with the product exactly the way I wanted them to. They were having a discussion, or they were curious about what to do, how to do, and there was good enough enthusiasm about the whole product. So yeah, this was my academic project. Thank you. Over to you, Krishna. Krishna, you're not audible.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my project, which is Ankush. It's an intuitive fire extinguisher. So this is the final product. I'll go through the process and I'll tell you guys how I went through entire process. So what is Ankush and why do I need an intuitive fire extinguisher? So the problem with the fire extinguishers is that fire extinguishers are very difficult to understand for them who haven't even tried it once. So I'll go to the research first and then I'll come back to the solution part of it. So for the research, I started with the background study. How many cases of fires are there? How many persons die due to fires in India every year? And all those study I did. After that, I did some like few task analysis for the set of 30 people, and they performed a task that I told them to. I was telling them to remove the fire extinguisher from the mounting bracket, and I was asking them to narrate me through their process and how they are figuring out how to use the fire extinguisher. So the result of that task analysis was like 66 sorry no, yeah. So 70% of the people were confused about how to remove fire extinguishers from the mounting itself. So people were struggling to remove the fire extinguisher from the mount. um, Almost everybody forgot that they have to check pressure gauge before using fire extinguisher, because the primary rule of using fire extinguisher is you have to check the pressure gauge. If the pressure gauge is not full, you don't have to even try, because that's not going to work at all. And then 67% of the women that were there in the group, they thought that fire extinguishers are bulky and complicated to use. So so all these points I took, these are the insights I got from my research and task analysis. And then the area, which type of fire extinguisher I was trying to. So while doing my research, I found that 60% of the fire hazards take place into the residential areas, and 40% of them are in kitchen fire. And even if people have fire extinguishers at their place, they still had problems using it, because most of the time fire extinguishers are hidden in a cupboard or somewhere, because of the nature of the fire extinguisher, how it looks. They don't want it on the shelf, or they don't want it in the open, so they keep it somewhere in the side or in corners. So it's difficult to find at the moment when you really need a fire extinguisher. So these were few pain points that I found. Household fire extinguishers weight around 4 to 5 kg and are difficult to handle for elderly and for disabled people. handles are not designed ergonomically, and also these fire extinguishers usually need high dexterity and two-hand use because of the dimension of the fire extinguisher. The diameter of the fire extinguisher is very large, even for the 5 kg or 3 kg fire extinguisher. So these were a few extra points. Then I went through the different. There's something on my screen. I don't know how to erase it. Yeah. So yeah. So I went through some inspirations for the form, how the fire extinguisher, because I was looking and targeting at the kitchen. I was looking at the products that are used in kitchen, and I can use the form of the fire extinguisher in such a way that it looks familiar, or it goes with the your interiors of your household or kitchen. So um, yeah. So after that I started ideation. I like tried various forms. I like understood the uh, basic physics of using a fire extinguisher, how to like how do we have to actually use the fire extinguisher. And then I finalized on this form, this the big sketch, and this is my final fire extinguisher form. And these are some CAD models and renders of that fire extinguisher. So along with the form of the fire extinguisher, the other problems were the hierarchy of the information that has to be shown to the user, because most of the fire extinguisher have one label on it, and it's very difficult to understand what's there on the label. So first of all, the pressure gauge, it's very difficult to understand. Then the type of fire it can be used on, it is again very difficult to understand, because the icons used for it, and they have written some ABC type. So it's very difficult for everyone to understand what is A type, what is B type, and what is C type fire extinguisher, or ABC type fire extinguisher. Then the instructions, those are also very small icons and difficult to understand. So I just simplified the icons. I converted it into line drawings so that it can be easily understood. And the handle design, I'll come back to handle design later on. After that, the diameter of the cylinder. So the aim was to make fire extinguishers form look simple and friendly to use. So what I did is reduce the diameter of the fire extinguisher and increase the height so that it contains the same amount of content inside, but make it look more appealing and friendly in form. Also, I redesigned the mounting bracket so that the person does not have to struggle while removing the fire extinguisher. In this mounting bracket, the person has to just go and pull the fire extinguisher from the bracket, as it's mounted in such a way that yeah. So coming back to the pressure gauge, if you see here, the pressure gauge shows only two options, like two things, which is full or empty. So if the person comes and tries to get this fire extinguisher, he can clearly see if the needle is in full bracket or the empty bracket. If it's in empty, he don't even have to care, and he can run away or try to save himself. And the second thing that person has to check is the type of fire this fire extinguisher can be used for. So this is ABC type fire extinguisher, which is powder fire extinguisher. It can be used for dry flammables, liquid flammables, and electrical equipments. So these are some simplified icons for that again. And this was my prototyping. We all created some wooden mock-ups of all of our forms, and this was my final prototype. Yeah, this is it. Also, yeah, the main feature of the fire extinguisher, which was to help. As if you remember, I mentioned that the fire extinguisher, everyone was aiming at the base of the fire. Sorry, flames of the fire, not at the base of the fire. So the handle is designed in such a way that even if you hold it straight, it automatically tilts. Again, this inspiration is taken from the jug that we use for like water. Even when we hold it by its hand, it automatically tilts in the forward direction. So it's basically that same principle over here. And that's it. These are some additional renders. Thank you. So Kiran, can we?
Yeah. I hope they all understood what all we
Yeah,
did. Yeah. So those were our academic. Krishna, shall we share the presentation now?
yeah.
Okay. So just a second. Oh, Jacinta put a thumbs up. Interesting.
So I
Okay.
hope everyone is following. In case if somebody is not following, just raise your hand or message. But I think
Yeah.
everyone is because they're all enjoying. Sure. Back to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, Kiran.
Great job. Yeah. Amazing.
Thank you.
Okay. So coming to today's session, we would like to discuss a few things with you first and then give you a small activity. So we would like to call this as design thinking in everyday life. So what we do academically is not something so great, and I mean everybody can learn a bit of it and try to do it as a nice, interesting exercise. To just familiarize you with universal design, we thought of sharing this. So these are the 7 principles of universal design. I just hope that the examples and illustrations are visible to you. So the first is equitable use. Now there's an example of sliding doors where somebody with a trolley or a wheelchair can easily pass through. So it's not discriminating, it is equitable. Second is flexibility in use. These scissors are designed in such a way that they work equally well for right-handed or left-handed. Or or somebody who suffers from joint pain or something where you don't need to be very precise in holding the scissors. Third is simple and intuitive. Um, this like applies to being able to catch your attention and things that are very easy to understand and do. Next is perceptible information. So designs that communicate necessary information very effectively. Then there is tolerance for error. You see this a lot when you're using computers typically. Every time you accidentally press delete, your computer asks you that, are you sure you want to delete? So that's computer's way of giving you tolerance for error. Then there's, why is this not visible to me? What is the 6th one, Krishna?
Yeah,
Yeah, low physical effort.
yeah.
So we've all faced this difficulty in using the circular knobs versus these knobs that you can use with your elbow or with your wrist or with just your fist. And then there is size, and again
Size
it's not
and
visible.
space for approach and use.
Yeah,
I think there's some problem with the aspect ratio.
yeah, it's just going a little out of my screen. Okay, anyway. So yeah, we just wanted to introduce you to these principles of universal design because universal design is still a budding field. Like it has only been in use and practice for a couple of decades now. It's much newer compared to the other faculties of design. So we thought that since we are universal design students, we'd explain it a little to you. So these are a few examples of some universally designed products that, so as you can see in the illustration, different kinds of users would be able to access this kind of a washing machine with much ease compared to what you conventionally see in the market. So this is a nice example. Now there are these stationary kits or things coming up where just by simple changes in forms, the products become much simpler to use for everybody.
So, for example, I would like to point out the scissors specifically. So, if you can see, sometimes it's very difficult to pick up a scissor from a flat surface or somewhere like that. So, in this case, the designer just have given a slight curvature to the handle so that it can be easily lifted. And this was basically meant for the single-handed use of products.
So this is again tolerance for error or something like that, where you don't have to be very precise when you're doing an activity, even if there's a slight misjudgment of error. Sorry, slight misjudgment. You can still do your activities equally well.
So this is a product called OneWare from the brand OneWare. So what they do is they make products that can be used by one single hand. So as you can see in top two images, the chopping action, it can be easily done by one hand because the board is doing the action of holding the vegetable or fruits. And in the second image, the rubber mat below the bowl is actually helping user to hold that bowl in whichever direction that user wants it to be.
Now, these are some examples where the physical effort is reduced by adding a small tab or by adding medicines compartment in your bottle itself to help you remind you of it. Now, this hold for the spoon on the left is typically helpful for people with arthritis or so who have severe problem in getting a tight grip on things. So universal design also like helps people do their activities independently. It is about giving people the opportunity and the confidence to go about their daily life uh, with as much independence as possible.
And then the last one is a Google Assistant or Alexa or any smart assistant. Basically, the point of showing this image is how it makes it very simple to do most of your tasks with just using your voice. So again, this is an example of universal design, how we can use different mediums to interact with the gadgets.
Okay, so since we have a very short time for today's activity, we wanted to show you that you can do it in a very simplified manner. Like it doesn't have to overwhelm you or scare you in any way. So this is one of our projects that we had done in college, where on the left side we had written the problem in a descriptive manner such that it becomes easy for the others to understand. And then we had done some ideation sketches, then taken one forward and then processed it into making it more detailed.
Again, some of my sketches from another project. Again, it's like these are very raw and very surface level sketches or surface level ideations that we did when we started thinking about the solutions for the given task process.
Okay, so to allow you to do this short exercise with us, what we want you all to do is uh, there are three activities now. We are considering that we'd get half an hour to do this. So roughly 10 minutes per activity. So first is to define a problem. That is, find a problem maybe in your everyday life or maybe that you've seen somebody else suffer from, or any problem that you can think of as a valid problem. So it would be very nice if you can communicate that problem in an effective manner. Like you could maybe write a short description, a short narrative about how you came about that problem, or if you have a picture of that problem, or if you're comfortable with sketching and if you think that sketching is a better way to show. So the first, you could spend like 10 minutes or so on picking a very nice problem or picking and explaining your problem. The next would be to create ideations or sketches for what you think could be solutions to that problem. So this is like a free brainstorming activity. You can just jot things down that come to your mind. Whatever, even if the solutions that you think of are crazy or not feasible, it's fine. Just get it all out in whichever format you're comfortable. I hope you all have pens, pencils, and papers with you. So if you feel like writing or sketching, you have something. So you could spend 10 minutes in just getting it all out. And then you could pick an idea that comes out of it that you feel has some potential to work on. And then in the last 10 minutes or so, you could elaborate that idea a little. Find a way to communicate it to us, that particular idea of how that would solve the problem. So it would be nice if you could share the pictures of whatever you've done in these activities with Jacinta. So at the end of this activity session, we could just come up and chat about it. Maybe you could talk about whatever you liked or didn't like about the process. Krishna, would you like to add anything?
I think we should just go ahead with the sample problems that we have.
Yeah, so we are guessing that most of you would have some problems that are there in the back of your mind. So you could actually start with that. But if you need help with finding a problem, we just have some sample ideas for you to get some inspiration from. Jacinta, so we are pretty much done with explaining whatever we had to.
We hope it was clear.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that we can't directly interact with them because it would be really nice to. But shall we let them start, or is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, so let the slides be on. Thank you, Krishna and Kiran. Actually, that's quite clear. So what we'll do is, if for a minute, if everybody can just unmute yourselves, and just because this is interactive, so let us know if you have got. So as Kiran and Krishna has mentioned, we're going to enter into this activity session, which is, again, as she explained, it's going to be more or less between 20 to 30 minutes or so, just so that we are experiencing ourselves as to how we can, just to think a little bit more about how we can really improve. And I know that for you as well, Krishna and Kiran, a lot of us who are here today evening did share with me earlier this month, and a lot of them have given very good, valid points. So perhaps I know a few of them, like Felicity, Barbara, and very many others as well. So if you could just bring up those problem identification that you had mentioned, or those who haven't can come out with new. You have the time to think. But right now, if you can just unmute, if there's anybody who's got a doubt, we are going to be here on the call as you go through the process. At the moment, before you start, is it clear as to how we're going to have fun with in starting this activity? If there's anyone who'd like to share any doubts or question, can I just unmute everybody and just go for it right now? I'm just going to unmute all.
Clothing, footwear, and accessories.
Unmuted. One second.
Let me know if anyone wants to go back to other previous slides or something.
Yeah. Or if everyone is, so what we Krishna, can you go back to this initial slide before this, just before this? Okay. No, the process. Yeah, right. So right now we're going to attempt at process activity, the slide that you see now, problem 1, which is just defining your problem. Am I right, Krishna?
Yes.
So maybe we'll give them 10 minutes, as Kiran said, and then we'll just hear back from you. Just identify your problem first. Is that okay? So I think at around 5:50, we'll hear back from you once you've done with identifying your problem. All right? It's okay if you haven't. We will help you to do that. All right? Can I see some thumbs up if you are following me, and the rest, Kiran and Krishna as well?
Yeah. How to take it out?
The time starts now. Just trying to make it very contest and competition like, but no, just have fun. In 10 minutes, we'll get back to you. In the meantime, please feel free to shoot any question to the experts, Krishna and Kiran here, and they'll help you address that. All right?
Your socks on.
All right. Please go ahead. So Krishna, Kiran, I think around 5:50 we'll just take stock again.
Yeah.
It is 2%.
somebody's blank is also okay. Just feel free to reach us out and we'll help you even process your thoughts if necessary. Thank you.
Something from are under your reach and from under your reach under your bed. Somebody asked about a ladder also to pick up something from the top. Laptop or whatever.
Lalita, would you like to perhaps just mute, because I guess we can hear your ideas. We'd like to hear them.
Hello, Kiran. Kiran, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I wanted to design a commode, the sitting of commode.
Okay.
Okay, now the new stools have come so that, it will elevate your feet on a raising position so that when you sit, it should be in a squatting position because that eases your bowel movements.
Yeah.
So I wanted that stool to be incorporated along with the commode down below.
Okay.
Okay, so that your feet will be in a little slanting position, as well as the commode wouldn't be on the same level, but it will be on a little raised level, so that your bottom shall go a little behind. Now, how do you squat? So that it will go like that and your feet are raised. You understood? Did you get my point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that is the basic point. And then plus the lid. The lid has got now two lids, isn't it? One is the circular lid which closes the commode, and then then another flat. So instead of that, I would like to have 3 circular rings. Why I am saying 3? So that even a child, now the first flap is for the bigger people, for the bigger bottoms. And then the second flap which closes would be for children who are small. Otherwise, we need to put a smaller this thing we get from the market, then we put that in so that they'll be able to sit. So instead of that, we could accommodate it is in this, incorporate this. You got me? If there are 3 circular things to be flapped in with the push of a button, in case if you could do that.
Yeah. Genevieve, I really am I pronouncing your name right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that you've come across this great problem. But it would be nice to see if you can now you maybe from the top of your mind, or maybe you've thought about this already, you already came up with 2 to 3 different ideas of how the commode experience could be better or more inclusive. So what we would actually like you to do is, if possible, write these ideas down.
Yes, I did write.
Yeah. So it would be nice if you could write your problem first, because I'm sure that somebody, or you yourself probably faced a problem using this commode sometime. So it would be nice to have a small instant of how you came across this problem, or
because I myself have a problem, and because they say because the commode has the designing of a commode from an Indian to the English toilet has created most of the constipation problems.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when they used to use Indian toilets, they didn't have this problem.
Yeah.
Understood. So now to incorporate both the squatting as well as, now many people can't sit use Indian toilets, but then we could remodify the English commodes into by keeping those, keeping a steppy down with the slanting position. I'm not very too good in drawing. I did draw something which I don't know how to show it to you.
Can you share that image?
Images with Jacinta. Yeah.
So Genevieve,
Yeah.
It's great that we are at level 1, which you've identified the problem. It's awesome. We'll come to that session. We'll come to the idea that you have done just in another 5 minutes or so. All right. So we'll give
Okay.
5 minutes for the rest of them to.
Yes.
All right. Great.
Also, in meanwhile, if you can try with some other ideas also, if you can think of some other solutions also.
Sure.
This is one solution that you have
Yeah,
thought of.
yeah, it would be nice
Means
to.
solution to the same problem.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can I
that,
say some? Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, in fact, there is a solution to Genevieve's problem because today on the seniority, which is a senior, it's like a website for seniors. Like they have
Yeah.
devised this tool already, which can be placed in front of the Western commode.
Yes, I know that.
And that, yeah. So
So
that,
I wanted that type of a thing, but in a slanting position, which has to be included along with the commode. Why another one has to be? The commode has to be redesigned in such a way where you can
commode.
have a footrest in a slanting position, as well as the commode will be raised.
I think it's a valid idea, and even if there are similar solutions in the market, that happens to most of us many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
That whatever problems that you see, there are some solutions in the market, but it's still nice to think afresh. You can always come up with finer details that others haven't thought of because everybody has their own personal problem to add to it. So I feel that she should still go ahead and try to think of different ways to solve this problem. It would be interesting to see
Because this
what all
tool
comes
has
out of it.
got, that hole which goes around the commode. It sort of goes in this shape.
Okay.
So the feet can be placed on the sides,
Yes.
and that gives you the ease to use it.
Right.
Okay. Great. So we're reinventing the wheel here, Burley, Genevieve. So what Krishna and Kiran are trying to say, let's the
Yeah.
solutions possible as they just showed. So 2 minutes more, and we'd love to hear many more ideas, problems as well.
What we had put up here.
We have many. This is the time. Bring them out.
Jacinta, on which this had we shared that with you? Was it a separate?
Yeah, it was a Google form, Burley.
The Google form we shared with you.
Yeah.
Okay, because those whatever ideas were shared with you, I was just trying to check back on what were they. That's why. Okay, I'll do it.
The essence is for us to get our brains activated right now, and yeah. Maurice, yes, Maurice, you put up your hand. You can unmute yourself. Maurice, you'd have to unmute yourself.
Yes. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, fine.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm looking for like a ladder, which a senior person can also use, which is safe enough for them to use without having to wait for help or something like that, and not slip or fall from the ladder. Sometimes you have to reach up for certain things, or like if you're putting up curtains or anything like that.
Yes, even
But
I
you
had
have to
thought
use
about
a
it.
ladder. You can't support yourself and the thing you're trying to hold. So some solution to that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very nice problem.
Yeah.
Good that you've found one.
So can we are we all ready with have we are we able to identify
Yes.
the problem? Should we want to just kind of share? So if not all of us are ready, but at least a couple of more ideas, any problems that we've identified, can we ask volunteers to go ahead and share your problems, like how Maurice and Genevieve and Burley have done? Anybody would like to share?
I would like to.
Can you hear me, Jacinta?
Yes.
Felicity.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Felicity.
Remember, I spoke about, I told you about a trolley which has a seating attachment, attached to one side. So people are traveling by train or something, they can rest whenever they need to rest.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, trolley. So I was thinking of that really. And a trolley, of course, we have all seen one. So I just wanted an attachment on the side of a folding seat that is available everywhere, which could be attached on one side of the trolley.
Yes.
And when people are tired, they can just stop, unzip it, or you can attach it with Velcro. So just take it off and rest a bit and put it back again and carry on traveling. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, to the trolley or to your luggage bag?
To the trolley, because it's got on one side you can do it, no? On one side, on the left hand or the right side, whichever side of the trolley, because the front has got pockets. Maybe even the back may have pockets, but the sides don't have anything.
All right. I hope Krishna, Kiran, you guys got that.
Yeah. So the only thing I want to mention over here is the first 10 minutes are only for defining the problems. The solutions we can go on for later on, because right now once we have problems with us, we can come up with multiple solutions. If we start with solutions in our mind, we will stick to it only. We won't get different ideas. So yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else with their problems? Just the problem, as Krishna mentioned.
Yes, Jacinta.
A broom should be, the handle of the broom should be able to control the length of the handles, as well as it should be a little bit narrow as well as long. With the help of a button, it'll increase, depending upon the height of a person, so that it'll be easier for us to sweep. No need of bending, as well as holding with the hand, because some brooms are really too broad to hold. Because I do have a problem, so I look out for some brooms with thinner handles, but with a longer but with the longer handles, so that it is even to dust other parts. If we want to switch off a button, it will become big, and even no need of taking another thing for the cobwebs.
All right. I'll just pause everyone here, if I may, Krishna, Kiran, and you can just jump right in. So I just want to kind of remind everybody just the problem right now. So for Genevieve, it was to be able to squat well. That's the problem one. The other problem you mentioned is, the broom, as per your height, is difficult. Think of your problems, the backache, the pains. Think about that first. Don't jump. And that's what Krishna and Kiran are trying to bring. I know we're very eager, and just hold on, and they're really great solutions. The third problem, I think Maurice had mentioned, was a ladder where we're able, for seniors particularly, where we don't fall, preventing fall. Like that. So I think Marcia, you were trying to say something.
Yeah.
Just the problem, please. Just the problem.
Yeah. We have these pot holders which are made of cloth. And sometimes when we are removing the pot from the fire, it catches fire. So if you could have a rubber thing, a rubber mitt.
Oh, just the problem. Just the problem.
So burning your hands while you pick up a utensil from the stove is your problem. The solutions could be multiple. That is why you don't jump to the solution right now. Just focus on the problem. That's your first step.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a problem opening can openers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I find it very difficult to pull back. Nowadays they have the little thing on top, the little hook. You have to pull it back. So I can manage to just open it and pull it a little bit. But when it comes to pulling it right away, that's when it's a problem. Then I have to use a knife or something to pull it some other.
Yeah, that's a good problem.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And with a lot of cursing,
And,
right, Charlotte? A lot of cursing and
pardon?
a lot of cursing.
Yeah, correct. Right, right.
Anybody else who also
Sometimes
curses?
cutting our hand or something.
Anybody else who also curses and a lot of other things? Come
Oh,
on,
yes.
don't tell me you guys don't have
Send it
problems.
open.
Anita, Gracie, Lutz,
Okay.
Cynthia, Eileen, Clarissa, Burley. Yes, Burley. Please
Yeah.
go ahead.
A sensor to detect if there is a gas leakage. A sensor to detect if there's a gas leakage, or sometimes we put on the gas and don't light it. So something to sense
Okay, so the
if
problem
there is a gas leakage.
is when the gas leaks, we are unable to sense it. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
And also,
yeah.
when the gas gets over, remember somebody
I was about
I
to
think
say
had
that.
mentioned that.
Oh my God.
Like when the gas is getting over, like how would we know it? It's only when it doesn't light, we shake it and come to know it's over. So something to sense that the gas is getting over in the cylinder.
Yeah, so the
Sensor.
problem over here will be something that
Like a sensor. Like the fridge. In the fridge, when the door is kept open too long. Like the fridge, if you have kept it open too long, the door, it gives you a sign, like an alarm.
Yeah.
So something like that.
All right. Krishna, Kiran, I think we've got enough ideas.
Yeah, I think they have problems to begin with, and now they should start with ideas.
ideation.
Yeah.
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 If there's someone who still doesn't have a problem, then you could just borrow one of these. It's absolutely fine. Because when you think of ideas, you might think of something absolutely different. So just make sure that you have some sort of a problem to go on further.
We have some sample problems over here if you want to refer
Yeah.
it.
You can just pick one of them if you don't have any of your own.
Can I tell one more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted one rod which will help you to put the curtains. You need not just to pick up the rod, because if you have a U type of this thing, you can fix the rod, the curtain rod which will place on it, and you can just put the rod on top. Otherwise, you have to call someone, or you have to climb to put the curtain rods. But we could change the curtains of the seniors will be able to do it.
Yeah. So your problem will be
yeah, it will be a long rod with a U shape. Now see, they have some candlesticks to light candles like that. The top candles they have. So I wanted it to be in the U position, so that the rod will go inside like this, and it will be a handle like this.
Okay.
So that it will.
Cool.
So right now we're in the ideation stage. So problems have been identified. Those who have not said it or you have it, do keep that with you, even if it comes later. Now we're moving to the stage, as Krishna and Kiran have mentioned, is into the ideation of it. I think most of you have already thinking ahead of the ideas. So exactly, Krishna and Kiran, what should they be doing? Are they supposed to be using the help of the drawings, coloring and sketching to get the idea?
Any medium. Even if they want to write something and describe what is their solution going to be, or what are their multiple solutions, what are the different ways of doing that activity, or that solving that problem, that's fine. Sketching, that will be better, but if someone is comfortable with writing or narration, that's fine.
All right.
What we want to see at this stage is for you to try to have multiple ideas. We know that when we think of a problem, we already have that one perfect idea in our mind, but often that's not the only thing that can work. So it's good to think more and think of what other things, what lateral thinking can you do here to solve a problem.
Kiran, why don't you share your broom's scenario, because she also have that same problem. So if you can share your ideation of that project, I think that will be
I don't have it accessible right now.
Okay.
But I could just draw your attention to the project that I showed you itself. Okay. So if I had started by thinking that I want to make a toy for children, to help them read better, then that wouldn't have been the right problem or the right approach to it. But what I did was I identified the problem as difficulty in reading. So the problem is wide enough to let me pursue a number of different directions. So I could think of books that I could publish, or toys that I could make, or stickers that I could print. So all of these ideations were varied enough to open my mind up to different ways to solve a problem. Now, because of that exercise, I am left with at least 3 to 4 ideas that are worth probably taking to the market also. But you need to liberate yourself from that first original idea that comes to your head. Try not to get stuck to that and try to think more freely. Since we are a little time bound, let's not discuss much, and uh, we'll just allow you to try this exercise.
Yeah, maybe a couple of minutes. Yeah.
I think Genevieve is trying to show us.
Yeah, I showed you. Yeah.
If you can click pictures and send it to Jacinta, that will be great.
Okay.
She can share
because
on her screen.
We'll be able to see it much more clearly.
I'm not good at drawing. I just, whatever I could do, I did.
That's completely fine. That's completely fine.
Okay.
2 minutes more, and we'd like to hear from others who've not yet spoken. You're not going to escape. Even if it is still stuck at the problem left stage, I hope that's fine, Kiran and
Yeah.
Even if we can come up with a good problem statement at the end of the session, that's a great start.
Yeah, that's an achievement.
Okay. Gracie, you want to say something? Yeah. You'll have to unmute yourself, Gracie.
Yeah, I did it.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, that's something to clean the fans when they are too dirty. Like it's so difficult for seniors to climb up and do all this. Something from down only, standing down, we can do something like a rod which has switch and extension to go there to tie having a cloth to clean it, cloth or some sponge or something like that.
Gracie, that's in the market already. I just got one from Amazon.
Yeah, but it's not working. It doesn't work.
Why?
Oh, okay. Something nice.
The one that folds.
Durable. Something durable.
Yeah, it works, I think. Why? Why doesn't it work?
At least
I don't know.
my cousin tried and she said don't buy it because it's not worth it. Because what happens
yes.
It doesn't. It should have a clamp, so that it will fit into that edges. Because it just has, and you have to keep on doing like that.
You can bend it. The one that you can bend, right?
And the fan moves. The fan moves.
Somebody else has to hold it with another stick. That's all. A rod. Another person has to help you.
Easy.
Okay.
My maid used it and said it was okay.
All right. All right. I think Geeta has raised a hand. Geeta, you wanted to say something?
Gracie, I'll tell you the name.
We noted Gracie, Felicity.
Gracie, I'll send you the name.
Yeah. Geeta, we want to hear more from others as well. Geeta, yes, you raised your hand.
I find difficulty in searching my spectacles where I kept.
That's a great problem statement. Yeah.
Even if I'm not any magnetic hold.
Even I have that problem, not spectacles, but
sometimes it'll be on our head and I'll still keep searching for it. I keep it like this and I'll start searching. I said, where are my glasses? I'm still searching.
But hearing sometimes research.
You should have a beeper.
yeah. Very good ideas. Great ideas coming, isn't it, Krishna, Kiran?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the so, what's next, Kiran and Krishna? So I think you want to. Should we hear more people? Do you want to take any names? Ask them. You go ahead. I think.
I think we can have more problems like.
Barbara, we'd love to hear from you if you can hear us, because when you did share a certain number of ideas, there were quite very nice ones. I hope you can hear us, Barbara.
Yeah, I'm back. After some time, there was no connection, and I have made a small design of what I had suggested.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, can I send a? Can you hear?
We can hear you.
Okay, I'll just click the picture and send, and then I'll.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sure. Would you like to just state the problem for now, Barbara?
Yes. Okay.
Sure. Would you like to state the problems that you are working on, Barbara?
Trouble with the connection, I think.
If someone is having problem with internet, they can just write it down in chat box. I think we can read it over here.
Yeah.
Can we hear from anybody else? Lou, Cynthia, Anita? Eileen, have you been facing any issues? Something that that you really wished you could change? Just a problem. What problem are you facing, Cynthia?
It's the same problem is putting up curtains and cleaning the fan. Very difficult for us.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I hope Kiran and Krishna are making note, and even for us all as well.
Yeah.
Eileen, do you have any problems where you really have to reach out to your grandchildren and say, help me, dear? Even eating, spoon holding, or slippers?
I think Marie's.
Hello.
Just
my problem is the specs.
Yes, we'll get back to you, Maurice. Just a minute. Yes, Eileen, you were saying something?
With the specs, you keep it somewhere and then all over you look for the specs.
You and Geeta are up to naughtiness. You and Geeta have the same issue. All right, we got that. Thank you. Maurice, you raise your hand.
Yeah. I want to show you a sketch of what I tried to do.
All right.
Like a solution thing.
All right. I'll start. I think Krishna and Kiran, we can stop the screen sharing. Probably I'll just try to spotlight a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, I'll just spotlight you, Maurice. May I spotlight you? Okay. Okay. So we are almost actually at the end of the session, and we just like to take a look at what we've come up with, even if it is just the problem identification or the solution. This is just a quick 5 to 10 minutes interactive before we end. All right. So I'm trying to spotlight you. Just give me a minute. Yeah, Maurice, I've pinned your video, your screen. We can see you. Maurice, can you hear me? Okay, bye.
Any ladder can have on the top, on the top here, and the sides there, and probably a strap, like a safety strap, and also a couple of extra legs to make it movable. Even if it's an extendable ladder, would be a good idea.
Okay.
I don't know. Yes.
Great, great. So do send this across to me, Maurice. This looks great. I think we're going to take a closer look.
How I don't know how to do that right now. Maybe I'll do, because I'm watching from my phone.
Yeah, no worries. You can do it even post the event session. You can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacinta, can I send mine now?
Yes. Would you like to? You can send it. So everyone can send it to me after the session.
I've sent it on JACI at the moment. It's already sent, but I wanted to send.
All right, so
No.
I'm trying to spotlight you. For some reason, it's not working.
Now, online. Can you see? Can you see it?
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we can see it, Barbara. Yeah. So what was the problem, Barbara? Could you just...
Or we have this problem that the 1/2 to 2 feet above the road level. Pardon? The problem is the bus doors are very high from road level in Goa.
Yeah,
about
correct.
1.5 foot to 2 feet above the road level. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
There's some musical notes playing.
thought that we could design a kind of, the folding, not folding, but steps that fit on the edge. No, here it is in reverse, left, and on the left are the corrected ones.
Okay.
This sounds interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
Be a type of retractable step, I think. No, first step.
I think it's folding. So
yeah,
it's,
like a retractable
yeah.
step which folds up. So the
Very
driver has to have the control.
Yeah.
The driver of the bus. When the passenger has to get into the bus or alight, get down.
Yes.
I think that's what it is.
Not the driver, it is attached to the existing, it is attached to
the door.
The
So the passenger pulls it down. The passenger will have to pull it down.
And then it unrolls, like, hinge. There are hinges. See the picture on the left down. And the actual picture. I've sent it on JACI. You can see there. Okay. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, Barbara. I think
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
This idea. All right. So
difficult.
Anybody else before we just wrap up and some few concluding remarks? Anybody would just like to give it a go? Let's hear from somebody we haven't heard. I'm not sure. Anita, are you there? If you're there, if you'd like to share. Or Burley.
I was checking on it.
You'd like to share at whatever level you are at, even if it be at the problem.
Yeah, even if
one
you can
last
share a problem, that's fine.
Yeah. Ludes, I think that's Ludes, right? Am I right, Ludes? Galaxy A21? Okay, I'm not sure.
Ludes?
Is that you, Ludes? Can you hear me? All right. All right. Great. So 6:18. Kiran and Krishna, any concluding remarks? And possibly I'll just add to that. We're at the end of the session here.
I'm actually quite happy with the way the ideas were flowing. I mean, I was a little worried that it might be a little difficult for you, never having done anything like this before. But it's nice to see that. And what was also interesting was how everybody was jumping in with whatever solutions that they know exist in the market. That was really fun to see. Like, you're all pretty updated on things. Like, it's very heartwarming to see.
Every solution.
Yeah, you have solutions too.
Sometimes you have to manage. That's right.
Yeah. So I would only say that it's nice to see you coming up with such great problems. This session was incredibly short, and it's actually quite wrong of us to expect like detailed solutions coming out so soon. But it would be nice if you're interested enough, you could actually develop some of these ideas a little further and share it with Jacinta. We'd really like to see if more can come out of this with some time spent on it.
Krishna, anything from you?
Yeah, so I would like to say that it was a great session, first of all, and I think like the response that we have got from you guys, it's like really good, because we actually got some problems that we have done in our projects. That staircase problem, I have done it in my project. The broom problem, Kiran have done one project on that. So we have actually faced this problem, and we are happy to see that you are also coming with that same problems. So that means like we are going in a like good direction. So what I would like to say is, if we can come up with some more problems, even if it's later, like after this session gets over, just share it with Jacinta, and we can just see if there's like scope to get some problems and come up with good solutions to that.
So yeah.
Also, we can consider the possibility of taking some of your problems and solutions further ahead as well. I mean, me and Krishna have only vaguely discussed this idea that even we would like to work on some such problems that are directly coming from you guys, and we could collaborate and work. So if any of you is interested and has the time to spare, then we could maybe take a few. We obviously don't have a lot of time to do all of them, but maybe we could pick a couple and take them forward if that's possible.
Would you like that? Would any or all of you would like that? All right. I just wanted to add.
Problems.
Yeah. In fact, may I just also add to that as a concluding remark, because as far as I've seen, and I think Krishna and Kiran will vet on this absolutely, because as designers, I believe the more you are working in sync with your audience, because I believe you design with the end user in mind, and that's from where it emanates, and it emanates from the problem, right? So this is, I must tell you, it's a phenomenal collaboration, even this session itself. So, first of all, one big round of applause on that. And you are completely right, Krishna and Kiran, that I don't think I would have come up with even, I'm not kidding you, I would have not come up with those ideas, because first of all, I'm not even aware of my problem. But you are aware of your problem, and you are even going a step ahead. So may I just add that, as Krishna and Kiran have mentioned, that even in the near future, why they're asking you to really think about, so even post the session, just one request is take some time out, as long as it's fresh. Try to do it within today, next 2 or 3 days, because it's fresh. And the reason why I would really request and compel you to do it and complete it is because if there is a potential idea, you all saw the works that these folks have done. These two bright minds have done. I was so impressed. I saw Kiran's with those words stacked up, and the joy is you have gone to your audience practically. Krishna, you're in your workshop. You're trying to make that. Oh my God, mind blowing. So that's the potential. What you think today, right here in this session, could be the next product out tomorrow. Who knows that the problem, the broom that maybe Genevieve was saying and that Felicity ordered from Amazon was somebody's problem, just like yours. So that could be a product tomorrow. You may just earn some patent or copyright royalty on it. No, I'm just kidding. But that's the power, my dear seniors, youngsters, in fact, Cynthia, Belinda, everybody who's here. That's the power you have. And I think, please, kindly, I would really request to go and complete. Don't take it lightly, because as they both said, time permits, definitely, if not now, but definitely in the near future, there is a potential to collaborate with any one or a few of your ideas. If it really matches, there's certain criteria which they both know. If it really matches that, they would really, really love to work with you. And this would be an achievement of a lifetime. It would be like a tick in your bucket. I know for me it is. My time has not come. Definitely when I go a little bit 10, 20 years more older, I hope, I don't know where they'll be with kids. I'm going to knock on their door. All right. And so please don't stop thinking. Don't stop working on your ideas, because there is a potential collaboration of making it really, really happen. All right. So on that note, can we just give a nice big smile and Kiran and Krishna? I'm so, my hair is raising on ends. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you for doing this. One forward to the road. If you can just, we were here and we thought. So one smile for everybody, please.
Clap.
1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Kiran. Thank you very much.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Session.
Yeah, thank you, Jacinta, Kiran, and Krishna also.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Just do send in your works, and I'll be sharing the works with Krishna and Kiran.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Goodbye.
I've already sent it to you, Jacinta. I wrote it in the
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was very creative thinking for us.
Homework.
This pandemic has given us an opportunity to
look around and see what we could make and invent and create. I sent something to Jacinta. It's a holder for the curtain rods. Okay, so you could share it with Kiran and Krishna, and I promised Genevieve I would make one for her. So we didn't actually. We also had a similar problem putting up the curtains. So when the carpenter came along, we asked him to make something which will first of all hold the rod and then help us to place it on the holders. And he worked on something. So I promised her, I said, the next time he comes, don't worry, I'll make some holders. Whoever needs them, I think you just have to attach it to a bamboo stick.
Very well done.
The
That was
problem will be solved. I've sent it to you, Jacinta, and to
Oh,
Genevieve too.
I'm sure
And
Krishna
to
can.
Genevieve too.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Adios. Stay safe. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Jacinta. Thank you, Kiran.